Hi, welcome. I'm Heather Fenwick. Welcome to Pilgrimage Yoga Online. We'll be doing a level 1 sequence today. And if you'd like to start sitting in Virasana, go ahead and take a block and place it right between your heels, like so, and sit on it. If this bothers your knees or your lower back, you could add another block. And if it's more comfortable for you to sit with the block like so, a little bit wider, that's also an option. So once you have your block in the proper place, you're just gonna lift your bum off of the block, nestle your fingertips pretty deep in there to your knee creases, and then press the flesh of the calves down and pull it back so that there's a little space behind your knees. You want to see that your two thighs are parallel. And then you can roll the flesh of the thighs down and in on both sides to create an inner spiral and a little widening of your sitting bones. Just allow the elbows to rest right underneath the shoulders. And as we find a tall seat here, I just want to share with you, I was recently in Paris for a week and was so impressed by the art that I saw literally everywhere. And it was in huge buildings, and it was in people's outfits, and it was in the presentation of food, and even the way they present their dogs. So I started to think that perhaps everything could be a work of art. And I'd like to invite you to take that concept onto your yoga mat today. And it doesn't matter what the physical form actually looks like. It just matters that you feel a beauty and a light shining from inside to the outside. And then we'll have a work of art. So as you find your tall seat here, feel the inhale breath once again, lifting and lengthening the spine upwards, actually creating more space inside of your body. Allow the shoulders to gently draw back and down as you feel the shoulder blades just draping down the back body. Settle onto your mat as perhaps you've settled so many times, and see if you can truly begin to focus on this present moment. When we're truly making art, we get lost in that moment. There's no concept of time, no distractions. So see if you could just let go of your distractions with 3 cleansing breaths. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose and fill the belly. And sigh the breath out the mouth. In through the nose. Wide open mouth, let go. Once more, a slow but complete filling. And exhale. See if you can just settle and drop in. Consciousness resting at the center of your heart for 3 breaths here. No rush. Refining a slower, more fluid breath. One more. As you inhale, sweep the fingertips wide and up towards the sky. As you exhale, take your prayer back to your heart. From the center of the heart, reach out through the fingertips wide and up. Inhale. Exhaling, taking your prayer back to the center of your heart. Once more, follow your breath. And from here, you're just going to reach the fingertips off to the sides into the shape of an upside down V. As you exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. And as you inhale, roll your right ear over the right shoulder. Pausing here, really descending the shoulders away from the ears. And if you like, taking the right fingertips to rest on the side of the head, just above the apex of the left ear. Trace the line from your left earlobe down through the tip of the shoulder and even out through your fingers. And see if you can make this line a little bit longer as the head just softly falls to the right side. And as the fingertips, all 5 fingertips evenly reach away from the shoulder for 2. And 1. Okay, so just like a statue, we stay tall and lifted all the way up to the top of the chest. Just the head will turn towards your right hip. So the chin comes towards the armpit. And you can wiggle the fingertips towards the back of the skull. There's a little notch just behind your left earlobe called the mastoid process. And you can sort of hook your fingers onto that and gently tug the base of the skull away from the top of your left shoulder blade, bowing the chin in towards the side of the chest and allowing for a softening each time that you breathe out. Notice the place where you feel sensation, identify and hone in. Smoothing the breath out for 1 more. Release the right fingertip to the side. And exhale, roll the chin towards the chest. Slow. Rolling the left ear towards the left shoulder. Imagine the head is moving through honey. Super, super slow, noticing sensation change. And the next time, there's no rush, but the next time that your left ear comes to rest in line over your left shoulder, pause there with the head and that side tilt. Reaching the fingertips down and away from the shoulders, and perhaps taking the left fingertips to rest just above the right ear. And it's just a gentle weight of the hand on the head to help it tilt to that side. We reach the right fingertips long and away from us. Once again, imagine that you could trace the line between your right earlobe all the way out to your right fingertips. And then see if you can refine that process of sending the breath into that space, allowing for a lengthening and a letting go. One more breath here. And as you're ready, just turn the gaze more towards the ground so the chin comes closer towards the chest. And then the fingertips wiggle towards the back of the skull. Find that little notch right behind the right earlobe, and ever so gently just encourage the head to draw away from the top of the right shoulder blade as the chin pretty actively tucks in towards the chest. Where do you feel the stretch? Notice the shape, notice the sensation, and send your conscious breath into that space and sensation for 2. And 1. Release the left hand slowly. On an exhale breath, roll the chin towards the chest, and then the head rolls all the way around in a slow circle. See if you can make that slow, deliberate action your art form. Noticing any little nooks and crannies along the way. The next time that your chin comes towards your chest, just pause there. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up to the sky and lift up onto the knees. Point your tailbone straight down to the ground as you lift the heart and the gaze to the sky. So you feel a little tone here in the belly. We breathe in, and as you exhale, hinge at the hips, hovering the bum above your block as you reach the fingertips back. And pause here, once again, finding a long line of energy from the fingertips reaching back to the crown of the head, reaching forward. Belly stays strong. Inhale, sweep it all the way up. And exhale, hinge at the hips. Matching the breath to the movement. Inhale to lift. And exhale to hinge. One more time, riding your own breath. See how gracefully you can move. And the next time that you lift up, just pause. And as you exhale, take the hands in front of you. We'll come through on all fours and into a puppy dog pose, which I'll show you from the side. You can move your block off to the side if you like. The hips stay lifted right over the knees, and the hands walk forward quite a bit. So there's one long line from the wrists all the way up to the hips. Look at the hands and place them well, deliberately, spreading each finger wide. And as you press the palms down into the ground, imagine somebody just gently drawing your hips back towards the wall behind you. Keep the armpits lifting and then melt the heart towards the earth, finding more length in your spine for 2. And 1. We keep that length in the spine as we drag the hands towards us. Take the shoulders over the wrists. Curl the toes under and keep the knees well bent actually, to just primarily focus on the length of the spine. Hands are still spreading wide, and as you press down into the hands, feel the hips lifting up and back a lot. Tip your tailbone up to the sky, move your heart back towards your knees. Breathe. And straighten the knees just about halfway as you exhale. You'll notice that the upper back might start to round forward in space. See what you can do to draw the heart once again back towards the kneecaps. And if you can keep that action of an open heart and a long spine, go ahead and bring the legs closer towards straight. Finding your downward facing dog. If you like to pedal the legs or allow the hips to swivel from side to side, go ahead, just get familiar with your dog pose, waking up the back of the body for another breath or 2. Come to rest in stillness. Bend the knees, look forward, and see if you could make it your art form to walk forward slowly, mindfully, and silently, one little baby step at a time. When you place the feet all the way to the top of your mat, see that they arrive parallel to each other, second toes pointing straight forward in space. And then inhale, offer the heart forward, find a flat back. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And one more time, inhale, flat back. Exhale, folding in a little more deeply. Can you refine this action by allowing the belly to draw slightly forward, lengthening through the spine, and keeping that as you bow in one more full breath. Strong legs as we inhale and rise all the way up. Anchor the tailbone down to the ground, sweep the fingertips up to the sky, and exhale, take the hands back to the center of the heart. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up to the sky. Exhale as you bow. Now from here, you're going to take the fingertips down onto the blocks or the floor. If it's difficult for you to place the fingertips onto the ground, grab your blocks. You're going to lift first just the right heel and then the right leg. Bend the knee, bend into your left knee, and see how slowly could you make this your art form, sending the right foot all the way to the back of your mat, and even hovering the toes an inch above the ground before you place your foot at the back of your mat. Good. And then drop the back knee down. See if you've arrived with the front knee right over the ankle, not extending beyond it. And then inhale and take the hands onto the hips. Plug your tailbone straight down into the ground. Hug your shoulder blades together and lift your heart skyward. Now instead of tipping the head straight back here and crunching into the back of the neck, try leveling the chin and pressing the head straight back in space, almost like you were trying to make a double chin, and see how the heart lifts as you do that. All the pieces interconnected. We find that with one more slow breath here. And then inhale, sweep the fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, place the hands down onto the ground. You'll move your blocks to the sides if they're there. Inhale, stepping back to your plank pose. Perhaps the knees can be down for this first one. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lower the body all the way down to the ground. Tops of the feet come down onto the ground. Reach the fingertips back behind you. Push the feet down as you inhale to lift the heart up. And exhale to lower it down. Use the muscles of your lower back to inhale and lift. And exhale to lower. Once more, inhale. Exhale, place the palms underneath your shoulders. And on your next breath out, come through all fours and into downward facing dog. For 3. Still feeling the heart open towards the knees. And one more breath. We look to the hands and in slow motion, lift the right foot, take the knee towards your chest, and as slowly as you can, maybe you come onto your fingertips to place the heel all the way to the top of your mat. Drop the back knee down. Once again, if you landed here with the knee extending beyond the ankle, just heel toe the front foot forward until the front shin bone is vertical. Take your left hand down onto the inside of the front foot, right hand onto the knee. If the ground feels far away from you, just place a block there inside the front foot. Lengthen through the spine, twist to the right, exhale. We want to see that the knee stays right in line over the heel and that it doesn't splay out to the right. And then sweep the right arm up to the sky. This is just an option. If it creates a struggle or a strain, take the right hand down onto the thigh. Look down to the ground, unravel, place the hands. Curl the back, toes under, look all the way up to the top of the mat and step it up nice and slow. Land the foot exactly where you want it to land. Make that your artistic foundation. And from there, inhale, spring the heart forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back to rise all the way up. And we'll keep moving here. Exhale, floating the heart forward and down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. So we'll take a couple of breaths to send the left foot back. If you need your blocks, place them underneath your hands. Tiny bend in both knees. Lift the left heel. Lift the left foot. Tuck the heel towards your bum. Bend into the right knee and slow. Super slow motion. Extend the foot all the way to the back of your mat. See if you can hover the toes an inch above the mat. Much harder than it looks. And drop the back knee down. Very nice. Interlace the hands on top of the front thigh as you rise up. Roll the shoulders back. And then you can take the hands onto the hips, hugging the shoulder blades together, almost like they create a little shelf for your heart. Point the tailbone down to the ground and notice the connection as you press your head back in space that the heart can lift more. Allow the jaw to be relaxed. Allow your face to be relaxed, maybe even a hint of a smile. For 2, sink the pelvis forward and down. And 1. Release the fingertips all the way up to the sky, slowly. And exhale, place the hands onto either side of the front foot. We inhale to step back into our knee down plank position. And as you exhale, slowly lower all the way down to the ground. Tops of the feet come down onto the ground, and this time maybe you lift the legs as well. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Head forward, toes back. Exhale as you lower. Can you just refine this process as well? Inhale to lift into your full pose. Exhale to lower. One more, ride your own breath. Placing the palms underneath the shoulders. On your exhale breath, come through all fours and into downward facing dog. And perhaps you've done this pose 100 or 1,000 or 1,000,000 times. Can you make this the most beautiful expression available to you in this body, in this moment, with this breath for just 2 more? A longer spine, perhaps. Wakeful hands, 1 more breath. Look to the hands, lift the left foot, bend the knee towards the chest, and as slowly and as mindfully as you can, maybe you come onto fingertips, you place that heel all the way up to the top of the mat, dropping the back knee down. We come into our twist here. You might place a block underneath the right fingertips. Left hand starts on the knee. We pull the outer left hip back as you lengthen the heart and the head forward. And then exhale as you twist to the left. Left hand can either stay here or extend towards the sky. Shining from the center of the heart out through the fingertips on your left hand. Expressive in all parts of the body, even the fingers and the toes, for 1 more breath. Look down, inhale to untwist. Curl the back toes under and step all the way up to the top of your mat. Land your foot exactly next to the other one. Second toes pointing straight forward. We inhale to find our flat back. We exhale to forward fold. Inhale, sweep the fingertips wide and all the way up. Keep moving, exhaling, forward and down. Inhale, offer the heart forward. Exhale, fold. In super slow motion, we step the right foot all the way to the back of the mat. And inhale, sweep the fingertips up to the sky, slow. Exhale, place the hands down. Inhale, step it back, maybe a full plank this time. Lower down, exhale. Tops of the feet press down as we interlace the hands behind us. Inhale, lifting just the upper body, stretch the knuckles back. Exhale, lengthen forward to come down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, lower down. And one more time, inhale. Exhale, down. Place the hands coming all the way back into your downward facing dog. Just one breath. And from here, we step the right heel forward, slow, mindful. You can drop the back knee down to start. We're gonna widen the right foot over to the right side of the yoga mat and turn the toes out about 45 degrees. Take your left fingertips off to the left side of your mat, right hand onto your knee. Tone and lift the belly in and up. So as you look to the belly button, fill the back body and then twist to the right. A couple of options here. One is to take the right fingertips up to the sky. Two is to curl the back toes under and lift the back leg. Open from the center of the heart, wide through your right fingertips. Press your head back into an imaginary headrest behind you for two. Full expression of your pose. And one. Come down, placing the hands. Heel toe that foot back so it's in line with the right hip. We look to the top of the mat and in slow motion, step the left foot forward, landing in Tadasana feet. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And down you go. Exhale, forward fold. Place your fingertips, a tiny bend in the knees. Lift the left heel and the foot and slowly extend the foot to the back of the mat. Maybe you do a little bit better this time. Good, maybe the back knee stays lifted and we inhale, float it all the way up. Slow, unravel. Exhale, all the way down to the ground. Plank pose, inhale. Strong legs, strong belly as you lower down, exhale. Interlace the hands behind you at the base of the spine. Tops of the feet come down onto the earth and maybe this time the legs lift as well. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. One more time. More practice, students. You're rolling the inner thighs towards the ceiling. Lower down. Place the palms. Come back into your downward facing dog. Just one slow breath. Look to the hands and place the left heel all the way up to the top of the mat. Drop the back knee down to start. Widen the foot towards the left side of the mat and turn the toes out 45 degrees. Take the right fingertips off to the right. Left hand onto the left kneecap. Bowing in towards the belly, fill the back body, and then twist to your left. Press the head back into an imaginary headrest, and either staying here or opening the left palm up to the sky, maybe curling the back toes under and lifting through the back leg. Find a little hint of an upper back bend here for 2. Expressing your pose, your art form for 1 more breath. Looking down, place the hands, heel toe that foot back so that the heel is in line with the left hip. Look to the top of your mat and step the right foot forward. Tadasana feet. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhaling, hands coming through the center of the heart, and then opening the palms to face the front of the room. Close your eyes. Stand a bit taller. Drink in a slower breath. And see if you can embody your most beautiful version of this seemingly mundane pose. Here and now, 1 breath more. From here, you're just gonna widen the heels to the edges of your mat and turn the toes out so that we find a nice low malasana squat. If this is a little too much for you, then you can take a block and sit on it at any height. Inhale, look up. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, right ear rolls to right shoulder. Exhale, roll your chin to your chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, chin comes to level. You're gonna place the palms in front of you, thumbs as wide as your outer shoulders. You're gonna see that the knees can hug into the upper arms and lift your bum almost to the level of your shoulders. Keep the back relatively flat and keep the gaze forward of your fingertips, about 8 inches forward. And then glide your nice flat back forward in space until you feel some weight on the hands. And this is as far as you might get today, and that's awesome. If you're feeling pretty strong, you could tone and lift the belly, play with lifting 1 foot, maybe the other foot, maybe both feet just for a second, or crow pose. Find just 1 more breath wherever you are. It's a perfect piece of art, doesn't matter what it looks like. And then come slowly down and back into your nice low squat. Sink your bum to the ground as gracefully as you can. Take the soles of the feet together and the knees apart. Grab onto the fronts of the ankles. Actually get the flesh out from underneath your sits bones. And then grab onto the fronts of your ankles. And inhale, rock forward on the sitting bones. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart. Exhale, round the spine, drop the chin towards the chest. Couple more times, rocking with the rhythm of your own breath. Find a tall spine the next time that you breathe in. And from here, we'll forward fold into Baddha Konasana. Take any arm variation that you like. Maybe interlacing the hands around the pinky toe sides of the feet. As you inhale, go ahead and rise up. And we'll keep our blocks handy as we take the soles of the feet down onto the ground and lower down onto our backs. one little bone at a time. So the heels come in close to the bum. They are as wide as the hips. And as we press the feet down, we lift the hips up and we slide the block underneath our sacrum, which is the flat triangular bone at the base of the spine. If you're not feeling any stretch on this lowest height, try the next highest height. And if you'd still like to experience a little more sensation, then come up onto the highest height. And always remember that you can come down into the previous variation if that's what feels suitable in your own body. You want to feel the two shoulder blades could sort of hug towards each other, turning the biceps towards the ceiling. Your heart lifted above the level of your head. Just take a moment to breathe a little spaciousness right around your heart center. Clarity, light, openness. Just find that there. Invite that there. Three more breaths. Slow, complete breaths. Press the feet down to lift the hips up. Remove the block from underneath you. And as you exhale, lower the hips just halfway. Inhale, lift them back up. Exhale, lower the hips to hover an inch above the ground. And inhale, lift them back up. Exhale, lower them to hover, and then place the pelvis all the way down onto the ground. Pause, take one breath. Cross your right ankle over the left knee, making a figure 4 shape with the legs. Pressing the right shin bone forward. If that's enough sensation for you, rest there. Otherwise, you could thread through and interlace the hands right behind the left thigh. Shoulders relax towards the ground. Left heel bone comes to the ground if it's not there already. Arms come out to the sides into the shape of a T. You're just gonna jog your hips over to the right, maybe 2 inches, and keep this figure 4 shape as you exhale and drop the legs almost as one unit over to the left until the sole of the right foot comes down onto the ground. Gaze to your right. Slowly coming back to center. Realign the hips. Place the sole of the right foot down onto the earth and cross your left ankle just above your right knee. Figure 4. Press the left knee away from you. And from here, if you like, to thread through, interlacing hands right behind the right thigh. Go ahead and hug your figure 4 in towards you. Shoulders relax towards the ground. Face stays soft. Release the sole of your right foot down onto the ground. Take your arms into that T position. Pick up the hips and jog them to the left, just 2 inches. And as you exhale, drop the legs over to the right. Sole of the left foot comes down onto the ground. Gaze turns to the left. Inhale to untwist, coming back to center. Realign the hips and hug your knees in towards your chest. Maybe you like to rock from side to side. And here we'll prepare for Shavasana. You can take traditional Shavasana, extending the legs, or if you like to take Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees apart, that might be a nice option for you. If at any point it becomes not quite comfortable, then just extend the legs. You want to make sure that you can feel completely at ease. So we begin to relax the whole entire body, the muscles of the face, the eyelids, the jaw. Allow the muscle of the mind to relax as well, as though nothing around you needs to be changed, and as though nothing inside of you needs to be changed. Already perfect, already a masterpiece. Can you rest in this place for just a sweet moment? Just enjoy a deeper breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes when you're ready. And taking your bent knees towards you, hug them in towards your chest one at a time. Moving slowly, roll the body onto its right side, coming to rest in a fetal position. Slow transition when you're ready, rising back up to a comfortable seat. Gathering the hands at the center of the heart, allowing the thumbs to touch the chest and the other fingers to fan forward in space, as though you could spread this light and beauty out into the world around you. Take one more cleansing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. The divine in me honors and salutes the divine in you and in all things. Namaste.